What's up, everybody? It is Friday, and you know what that means. It's Finish Strong Friday, but it's also time for another edition of Word on the Street live from TIA in Orlando. Let's go. Hey everybody, Trey Griggs here from Beta Consulting Group, and we're so excited that you're here for episode 153 of the Word on the Street, a TIA conference special. We are at the 2023 TIA conference, Capital Ideas Conference and Exhibition. It's been an incredible show, 1,900 people here, and we have several people here from the street crew and just a ton of people that we know in the industry who's having a good time today. So we got to welcome a few people in, but before we do that, a couple of things. First of all, it is Finish Strong Friday, so whatever you do, make sure you get after it today. That steak's going to taste a lot sweeter tonight when you do that. Also, make sure you come back next week. We've got a great lineup of shows on Standing Out, 2 p.m. Central, Tuesday and Thursday. We also have Iron Minds on Monday at 6 a.m. and then another episode of Word on the Street next week at noon as well. We'll be right back in the studio. It's have a good time. All right, listen, we're at the conference, 1,900 people here. A lot of celebrities are here. Paul Bernard Jaroslawski is here. Blythe Brumley was here. Chris Jolly was here. So many other people were here. But the most important people here, of course, are the street crew. We've got a few people here. They're going to be moseying in throughout. There's a TMSA function going on right now. They'll be here in a little bit. But for now, we got to introduce the guy from Matson Logistics. Everybody give it up for my good friend, Greg Roberts. What's up, brother? Good to see you, man. Good to be here.
I can't hear it.
I know you can't hear it, but I can hear it.
It's a good song.
I know it is a good song.
It's
a decent song. I will say that I think we do have some of the best walk-up music on the show. In fact, people tell me that they love our walk-up music on the street crew.
It's good.
It's variety.
It's a nice little
fun,
change of pace.
Right? There's some country music in there. There's some hip hop. You know, all kind of people just walking by. So we've got a lot of people here in the lobby that are just walking by. Got a lot of activity going on here, which has been a lot of fun. There they are right there. We can highlight that solo. There we go. We'll just get that in there. So it's really cool. So that's the exhibit hall right there that you're seeing. People going in and out. It's exciting. There's a lot of good stuff that's happening there. So a lot of traffic here at TI. You've been to several of these.
Yeah, I've been to a couple of them. This last took a little break during COVID from traveling too much.
Were you in San Diego last year?
No, I didn't go to San Diego last year, but I was in
Technovations
and I was at Freight Waves. And then I've been to this one before when it was in San Antonio a couple of times.
Yeah, we came live from Technovations last year. I remember you were there. That's right.
Yeah.
We had you, and I think Coleman was there.
And Robert.
And Robert. I know. We couldn't get both of them not here this week. I'm bummed about that.
I'm surprised with that, too.
There could be 2,000 people here easily. Just had a few more street crew members here, and we would have it. Let's begin. What have you enjoyed so far about the show?
It's been a good show. The exhibit hall is good. A lot of what I wanted to get out of this one was just talking to other people in the industry, learn a couple of topics I wanted to learn about, see, some of the things that we're seeing. I want to know, is that just us or is that industry-wide?
Yeah.
Right? Like, is there something that we're doing differently that we shouldn't be or something like that?
What are the main issues that you're having that has kind of been confirmed as like this is somewhat systemic?
Well, the double brokering and fraud is huge, right? We all know in the last probably 6 months or so, there's been a big rash of it.
Yeah.
What can you do to prevent it? How can we, change our process? What can we add? What do we need to take away?
Yeah.
Some of the things that we're seeing and we're hearing is where, a year ago, any sort of friction with carrier onboarding, we wanted to get rid of. We wanted to make it as seamless and easy as possible. And it's almost like we're taking a step backwards now.
Yeah.
Because we want to add a little bit of that friction back in to try and weed out the bad actors.
Well, that's interesting, and there's companies that are making some strides to help this because, the government, unfortunately, is not going to fix this problem.
Yeah.
If you think the government's going to fix the problem, you're somewhat delusional. I'm just going to throw that in there right now. But what we're seeing is like companies like Highway, for example, they're trying to keep the bad players out of the party altogether. In the past, we've let everybody in pretty much and then tried to figure out which ones are bad ahead of time. And they're one company, and there might be some others that spring up. We'll never know for a while, but they're one company that's taking some action on that to say, let's try to identify the bad actors. They just announced a partnership with TriumphPay. Yep. I was talking to Jordan Graft about this earlier today, and what's fascinating is they're looking at the financials that carriers are submitting versus the number of trucks they actually have. right? And there's a big difference between, like, if you're a carrier, you got 2 trucks and you're billing 55,000 a week.
Something's not
You're
right.
probably not.
Yeah.
You're probably not doing 55,000. You're probably double broken loads. And so, seeing them, some of these technology companies that are tackling some of these issues, I think that's going to move us forward. And like you said, add a little more friction. What I love about them is they're making it super easy for the legit
Good
carriers to
users,
get through,
yeah.
and impossible for the bad ones to get through, which is just phenomenal.
Well, and that's the idea, is that you,
Yeah.
you want to be able to, for good carriers that are doing a good job, and by good carriers, I'm not just talking about, the on-time performance. That's
Right,
all
right,
done
right,
good.
right,
But
right.
when I say good carriers, now I'm talking about people who are who they say they are,
Yeah,
who are
yeah.
trying to move freight and do it honestly.
Yeah.
You want those to be as seamless and frictionless as possible
Yeah.
and efficient as possible. But you have to be aware that
Right.
there are some
There's
bad
risk
people out
involved.
there.
We want to try to
There's-
eliminate the risk
yeah.
as much as possible.
Yeah, and
But
there's-
it's exciting to see the technology is doing that. So listen, we're at TIA, and I'm excited to bring on this next person on the show who is really responsible for a lot of the messaging, for the marketing, the promotion, and some of the videos you're going to be seeing afterwards about TIA. And so she hasn't been on the show yet before, but you might know her just from some other things she's doing. But I want you to please welcome to the show from the TIA, my good friend Tanvi. Come on in
Oh
here.
my God, I
Oh
didn't
my
know I
goodness.
was coming on
You're
right now.
on the show. We are
Okay.
live.
I know. Well,
This is crazy.
hi,
Do you know Greg
everyone.
Roberts?
I do.
we met
You guys
We
are-
met
okay. All right.
yesterday.
Okay. Good. Just want to make sure we're all friends here. Before
Yes,
we get started.
yes. I pulled him in just like how you pulled me in.
That's right. You just
Yep,
that's right. You just
we
gotta
did. I pulled a tray.
act like you own the place. That's kind of how it works. So Tanvi, this is your first Capital Ideas Conference, your second TIA conference, because you were in charge of tech innovations. You've been with the organization for about 10 months now. Is that about right?
6 months tray.
Oh, 6 months. Well,
Yeah.
you've done enough work that it seems like 10 months. You've been getting after it. We're 3 days into the show, right?
Mhm.
We got a little bit left today and a little more tomorrow.
Mhm.
How do you feel about the show so far?
I think it's phenomenal. It's amazing. The turnout,
Yeah.
the people.
I mean, look at this traffic
The
we've had
energy,
up.
the
It's just crazy.
traffic. Have you seen the booths?
Oh yeah,
They're
the booths
phenomenal.
are. I mean,
like they're the.
you can't see it from this view we
I know
have
you
right
can't,
here,
but at some point,
if you were in there, you would see the booths just absolutely packed.
Yeah.
That's good.
I
So,
mean, I even like the design. I mean, I'm marketing, so I'm loving their design. I'm loving the layout.
did you have anything to do with the design?
No, I didn't.
Okay, you can't take
Not
credit
there.
for that.
Like no, it's there.
It's all
like,
theirs. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, it
But
looks great.
I have everything to do with TI design.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it looks
Well-
great. No, it's a good venue. I've heard a lot of people talking about this venue, just from like it's super family friendly if you want to bring your family, make it a vacation, which a lot of people do. It's really cool. Or there's a lot of stuff to do if you're by yourself. Like there's a lot of parties going on that are associated directly with the conference. There's a lot of private things going on. The bar scene is crazy at night. A lot of people just getting a chance to talk. I mean, I can barely get through to get my Diet Coke last night.
I mean,
It's
people are
crazy.
making connection, and they're like,
Yeah.
"Let's go grab dinner," and then
Yes.
before you know, it's like a dinner party.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
I'm like-
Let me ask you this question, because you guys put the whole agenda together. How do you balance making sure that you have enough like activities for the education side of what you're doing, that you take care of your sponsors, and you also give people time to network, because that's a value as well.
I mean, there's a lot of things, right? There are people at TI who've been doing this for a really long time, so they know what works, what doesn't work. 2, we get feedback from our members. So everything we hear, everybody's telling what they like, what they don't like. We're going to do that next year.
Yeah.
So we listen to our members, and we've been doing it for a really long time to know what works.
Yeah. And one thing I really like too is that when Ann took over leadership, there was a shift in the energy and the vibe, and I think the changing it from what it used to be, which I think people would say it felt like a good old boys club. And if
Okay.
you weren't on the inside, it would just, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, a
It
little
just
bit.
kind of felt like that. But now it seems like everybody's, really feels included. That's what I'm hearing when I'm doing these interviews for you guys, is that there seems to be a real spirit of inclusion, but also of collaboration. Brokers working together and tech companies working together, making those connections to provide a more of a seamless, frictionless thing.
So one of the feedbacks I have been receiving, and I love that, is
Yeah.
because everybody's like, people at TI want to share. They're not withholding information.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to collaborate. Everybody wants to tell each other what the best practices are, what has worked for them.
Right.
And if there's a problem, they know that they can reach out to somebody here,
Right.
and there will be somebody who will help them out or provide a solution.
Yeah.
So I think while other conferences we are hearing in the industry, not just ours, but
Yeah.
overall are not seeing in-person traffic, ours is just like going out.
It is, because you were at 1,500 for last year's show.
$14.99?
$14.99. Let's
Yeah.
not give. Okay,
We're
we
gonna
won't
just
give.
be-
Couldn't get to
We won't give you
1,500.
the credit
No,
of
there was this
1,500.
one person who just
pull
wouldn't
somebody off the
register.
street.
I know.
Give them a discounted registration and get there.
I don't
but
know
this
how
year
that
you're
happened.
over 1,900 this year.
Right.
Correct.
I'm gonna give like an accurate number tomorrow.
Okay.
just so I know that nobody registered today, because I don't know. We
Right,
can
you
pull in
never know.
somebody else.
That's right. Who knows? Might get some people.
We are
overnight.
doing. There've been a lot of
lot of
on-site.
walk-ins. Yeah. People, especially who are local, have just popped in.
There are people who flew in without having registered, and they're like, "We are here. We want to register." And I was like, "You just flew in
We're
without
here.
having a plan."
Can we come in, please?
It's a lot of
That's-
confidence.
That's a lot of confidence. I mean, I
It
love
is,
that.
it is. All right.
Yeah.
And we have one of our sponsors here that we're going to bring in as well. In fact, it's not just a sponsor of TIA; it's also a sponsor of Word on the Street. Get
I
in
will
here.
take her place.
Thank you,
All
Tom.
right.
We're so glad to have you here. What's up? How are you,
I'm
dog?
doing good.
Good
How
to
are
see you.
you?
Uh-huh.
You too.
Excellent. Look at this shirt you have on. I love it.
All right.
Green
There
screens,
we go.
no
Green
outages, no overages, and no
No
average. You didn't hear the clapping, yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Which was really, really sweet.
Nice,
So,
nice.
so you're an exhibitor here. You guys have been doing this for 2 years now. Green Screens is still a relatively young company,
Sure.
3 years old.
Yeah.
But you've seen a lot of value of being a part of TI.
Oh my gosh, yeah. So last year was really kind of our coming out party, right?
Yeah,
Really
yeah.
our attendance here and
Yeah.
participation and fantastic traction. But this year has just been amazing.
Yeah.
Just amazing. And not just at the conferences themselves, just TIA has been a really big supporter of us
Yeah.
over the course of the year. We did a lunch and learn
Yep.
with them last week.
Yeah,
and-
last week.
Yeah, so it just TIA in general has been great for us, but the conference is like where 2,000 people, almost 2,000 people, and everybody is just, all in and up and ready to go.
Siri's being a pain in the rear. So that happens sometimes. I don't know what you said, but Siri thinks that you wanted to talk to her. We got to
No,
shut. How do you
no.
shut Siri down right on the spot? This is a tough one. Anybody know how to do that?
Ask Siri.
I have not. No, we're not saying her name one more time. No, we're not doing that.
No, we're
again.
not doing
It's
that.
not happening.
All right, I'll have
So-
to be careful what I say.
So you had the lunch and learn,
Yeah.
but yesterday you had a panel,
Yeah.
and that panel was, "What's up, everybody? Justin, good to see you." A lot of people walking by. This is so much fun. But you had a panel yesterday. You had Chad Olson on the panel.
Yep.
Don Everhart was on the panel, and then our good friend Jordan Reaver from Aero
Absolutely.
as well.
Yes.
And you guys talked about dynamic pricing. And I have to say, I've been to a lot of conferences. I've snuck into a lot of educational sessions. I've never seen a crowd like the one you guys had yesterday.
It was amazing. And that 11 o'clock hour yesterday was stacked with
What?
really good content.
What?
And I was like, oh crap, nobody's going to come to my session. There's so many good things going on.
Wrong.
Yeah, we had, so our panel resident, Rain Man, Don Everhart, counted how many people were in the
Yes.
room while we were up there. He's like, there's 480 people in this room. So, yeah, it was great.
He told me that Chad was giving an answer, and he just got a little sidetracked.
Yeah, a little bit. That happens sometimes.
I mean, Chad is a super smart guy. He
Yeah.
speaks very eloquently. He's very knowledgeable. But Don's just kind of like, I wonder how many people are here, and just started counting.
Yeah.
And I had time to count 480.
I know, right?
He
That's
probably did the
pretty
math. He's like,
impressive.
okay, there's 12 chairs there. There's 12,
exactly
12.
12 times
Yeah,
whatever.
I wonder how long that took him. Was that less than a minute?
Well,
you
I
think?
mean, it was chat talking.
I mean,
so-
yeah, it could be a minute, it could be 5, I don't know. But yeah, so they actually had to tell people to stop coming in.
Yep.
I got in the back and I was in front of somebody standing. So I've never been a place where it was too deep in the back. It was crazy. And I feel like the audience, you guys had great questions. There was interaction.
Yep.
But I was sitting next to Andy Shields of Silo.
Okay.
And I was just like, he was answering some of the questions, and him and several other people in there were like, yeah, this is, it's hard to price freight. It's just difficult to do it well,
It is.
especially now.
Especially now. And it's funny because we started in 2020, in the up market.
Yeah.
And we thought it was important then. We didn't really foresee this down market, although we all know the cycle is always going to come, but
Right.
not quite so quickly. And now it's like, okay, wow, now it's really important. What was great is we haven't really had to change our messaging though, right?
Yeah.
The messaging is still on. Now
Right.
we talk a little bit more about maximizing win rate and protecting your margin than we needed to
Right.
in 2021, but the message still sticks. It's future dynamic pricing, win more business more profitably, and that's really
Yeah.
what we're about.
I think you guys have done a really good job of staying very targeted and focused on your messaging. I think it's starting to really resonate. It takes time, but now it's starting to really get out there, and that's good. I mean, Greg's almost a customer. We're going to just talk him into it on the show.
Yeah.
But I'll say
I got a
this.
pen.
I will say this: if you are a freight broker and you're pricing freight, you're not using green screens, you need to look into them. In fact, we have a little commercial here that we're going to play. Some of your customers talking about green screens. Let's go ahead and
Really?
play. Got to pay the bills around here.
Oh, it's
So let's go
exciting.
ahead and play that commercial of green screens, and if Morgan can get to it, I can get to it.
Green Screens was a big part in allowing us to have 19% month-over-month growth.
Fantastic. Their documentation is good and it's easy to work with.
A key differentiator with us in choosing green screens was the real-time data.
It's a very useful tool It shows you how you're doing compared to the other network users, and it's quick. It plugs right into our TMS, so we use it every day.
And when you win the freight, you're going to win on the freight instead of just winning it to lose.
I mean, it's really cool to hear customers talking about that, and it's a consistent, like it's consistently hearing that, you know.
I can't tell you, one of my favorite parts about this conference this week has been how many customers have gone out of their way to find me to compliment me, not only on our product, but on our people, on our team. And I had the CEO of one brokerage actually wait 15 minutes at our booth last night, specifically so he could tell me how our product is changing his business. And that just makes my heart so happy. And also how great our people are. And nothing makes me more happy than that. He's like, look, as a CEO, I'm sure you don't hear the good stuff. You only hear the bad stuff. Well, I waited because I wanted you to hear it. I was like, I really appreciate that. But by the way, you're like the 5th person today who has told me the good stuff. And it just, it makes me so
It never
happy.
gets old, that's for sure. I mean, Greg, are you here? All right, so we got Juan Baena with us now. I guess Greg is gone. Welcome, Juan Baena from Colombia, looking like that. My goodness.
I'm not dressed for this type of
You even have. I wish we could zoom in on this. We can't. Our technology is not that good. But listen, he's got a double Windsor knot. Everybody. I mean, that is.
I made it myself.
Solid double Windsor.
Learned how to do them yesterday.
You didn't bring that in the suitcase and just line it up.
No, my dad didn't make it for me this time.
Double Windsors are, a lot of people don't have. They're very successful men out there who do not know how to do a double Windsor.
I learned it with the best teacher out there, YouTube.
I know. I love it. So it's good, man. Well, you're from Colombia and you came all the way up here for this event. Is this your first TI event?
Yes, this is my first TI event.
Excellent. Look at this. We got Freight Vana in here. Just
Freight Vana.
How's it going, guys?
We got
what's up,
Don and Lars from Freight Vana, everybody. I mean,
the photo right here.
This is it. This
having
is
a great conference.
It is a good conference. We were just talking about your panel, and we have a question. We were kind of debating this. Like, and get in here just a little bit. You got to sneak in just a hair. All right. So how long did it take you to count 500 people in this session? Because Chad was answering, you said.
Yeah, so Chad was answering. So that leaves a lot of time, right? So I felt bad. I felt bad about it. And then
Lars, you should stay in here. You should stay with us.
For sure.
After I make fun of Don?
We're having absolutely.
Yeah,
because he's going to throw something back in a minute.
No, it was great. And I actually found out that my count was off, right? So I counted 400 people in the audience, 80 standing. But what I learned later is that not only were we turning people away, but we were turning people away because the fire marshal insisted.
Oh, wow.
So they actually started clearing the hallway out.
Because there were people in the hallway peeking in.
It was deep.
Because you have that parking on the place. I just walked right in.
Yeah.
But yes.
And they were all there for Jordan. Like, we know that. but they at least humored the rest of us.
They left with a lot of good stuff from you and Chad, because there was a little bromance going on up there. In fact, Jordan referenced it. That was pretty funny.
Yeah,
that was the funniest moment. I know. He's like, it's getting hot up here, man.
And I felt really good about it because I was telling Lars yesterday, kind of as we were leaving, I was like, 4 out of 5 jokes landed. I can't ask for better than that. We got wide circles.
No, I saw Don a couple times. He flicked his mic on. He flicked it off. You saw it too, right?
Yeah.
Don had a couple more that we didn't get to hear. And I kind of want the director's cut on. No.
Okay.
No, I was just watching it because I was like, oh, what's Don going to say? What's he going to say? I mean, the jokes you did say landed, but Don had more.
Yeah, it's like anything I say, though. It started running through the head, and you do an evaluation ahead of time. Is this going to land?
Yeah.
And you could tell, it wasn't going to.
I thought you guys were doing like a Jimmy Fallon thing where you gave him lines he had to get in. You ever seen that?
I should have.
Like the golf interviews where he has them say something really stupid. I thought that was maybe what you guys set up, but okay, maybe not. But it was a good session. Now you're on the technology committee,
correct?
Right? You're big on technovations, but there's a ton of logistics tech here.
Absolutely.
I'll let you
enjoy, Lars. We'll see it. Get back in here, Don.
Yeah, come on back in, Don. So the interesting thing is, a lot of times at conferences, we've kind of gone through these transition periods, right? Where visibility is the hot topic, or APIs are the hot topic, or digital logistics providers. And we've been a little stagnant. We've been stagnant for a while. And what I would say is that I'm actually seeing some things here that I would classify as actual innovation.
Yeah.
Right. And you're seeing some providers push into places where they're known holes in the industry at this point. And it's good and fresh to see that. So I'm actually super excited. For Technovation.
Yeah, I know.
Because that's our true technology conference. So it'll be exciting to see what comes
And I think there's going to be a differentiation between those companies that are truly innovative and solving problems, right? And ones that are kind of copycatting a little bit. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a good idea.
Yeah.
And that happens. You'll get competitors that do that. I
Yeah.
mean, that's going to happen time to time. But to see these companies, I'm going to just throw Highway out there. I think they're doing
Yeah.
some really new stuff in the space. Green Screen's obviously I'm a sponsor. I'm with them because I think they're doing some phenomenal
Right.
work. But there's a couple of others that are popping up that are doing some pretty good stuff too. I think what you do Loadboard's carrier experience is phenomenal, and they're doing some great stuff there. And you've probably got a couple that are on your radar as well.
Yeah, and I mean, hey, Highway absolutely is on the radar. Radar's on the highway. Yeah,
That is also true.
Yes,
That's also a true
yes.
statement.
Not,
And
not
I know that
untrue.
because I got a ticket the other day. I had 6
How bad
teenage
was it?
girls
How bad
in
was
the
it?
car. We had music going. I was totally distracted. Two of my daughters and 4 of their friends. I was going 70 to 55.
Okay,
It wasn't terrible.
that's not terrible.
And I almost thought about like trying to talk my way out
Yeah.
of it because that's what I do.
Right.
But I also thought I've got these like 6 impressionable, 15 and 14-year-olds that I should probably just play it straight
Sure.
and just take the ticket.
Yeah,
and
and
not
in
talk
Phoenix,
back.
that's the slow lane, right?
Well, that
if
would
you're
be.
doing
That's
if you're
right.
doing under 90,
But in St.
you
Louis,
really should get off the road and take side streets.
That's right. But in St.
Yeah.
Louis, that's what. So anyways, radar's on the highway. Highway's on the radar.
Yeah.
Both true statements, but keep going.
Yeah, so I think the most interesting thing that I've seen there is really the carrier identity work, and you're seeing people react to it.
Yeah.
I think what I'm most excited about in that space is seeing more partnerships come to life.
Yeah.
Right. So
We just
Let's-
talked about, like Greg and I were talking about.
yeah, let's move away from competition and go to co-opetition.
Yeah.
Like let's find some stuff actually pull together and do like actually push in on betterment of industry.
Yeah.
And that's what we're all really here for.
Right.
There's plenty of freight for all of us. There's plenty of tech for all of us.
I think I'll call it advent of RESTful APIs in our space is really helping out there.
Oh,
Makes the
absolutely.
Connectivity so much easier. I think integrations, 5 years ago were really difficult.
Yeah.
In fact, I was at Trucker Tools, and I remember the first question I would ask a prospect is, "What TMS do you have?" Because
Right.
if we didn't integrate with them, it's like, well, you
Well, and
probably
even
can't utilize it.
even when you had API integrations, it was like, yes, here's our 10-year-old SOAP API.
Right. Does it actually work all the
Right.
time? All those kind of things. And now it's getting to a point where I think people understand that connectivity is the coup de grace, and you have to
Right.
have it, whether it's a proprietary TMS or whether it's a off-the-shelf TMS or any of these other kind of ancillary technologies. They got to plug in.
Yeah, and I'm excited too to start seeing, and there's just some playing at the space, and they're starting to build out some stuff, but really the industry-specific integration platforms.
Yeah.
So those are truly living in the middle because, hey, quite frankly, a lot of cases it's very difficult, regardless of the size of your team, to
Yeah.
truly integrate with everyone in the way that you need to.
Right. It's almost a hub and spoke model.
Correct.
And that's a great business because it makes you the glue.
Yeah,
Between all
yeah,
these
talk about
companies.
sticky, right?
Yeah.
But also exposure.
If you do it
You
well.
go down this integration layer,
That's true.
you can cripple a
A lot
business
of
pretty
pressure.
fast.
A
Pretty
lot of
fast.
pressure. But if you do it well,
Yeah.
pretty sticky.
Yeah.
So this is a great thing about going live. People just walk through. It doesn't matter. But
Yeah.
this is how it works right here.
Yeah.
Don, I
Yeah.
love getting to talk to you, man. You guys do
Absolutely.
great stuff at Freight Bond. Look
Love
at this logo, everybody. I
Woo.
mean, this is so solid. I have this hat. I have the gray one. And I take it on vacation. It's such
Yeah.
a good hat. Let me just do a plug on swag for a minute, okay?
Mhm.
Because listen, swag is so important. In fact, let me tell you how important swag is. Our friends over at Loadsmith, Brett Suma, gave me a backpack. All right, look at this thing. This is such a nice Travis Matthew backpack. It's got their logo on it. I'm not associated with Loadsmith at all,
Right.
except being
They're not a
friends.
sponsor.
But
They're
I'm
just friends.
wearing this
Yeah.
because it's so good. Listen, folks, when you think about your swag, it's got to be practical. All right, it's got to be well designed. All right, and it's got to be something that people want to use on a regular basis, like on vacation. That
Yep.
to me, that's the test.
Yeah,
is that somebody will take it on vacation.
Ask yourself, is this something that I want to wear? Like
Yeah.
when you're actually or
use.
use,
Right, exactly.
right?
Like I just did some swag for this
Yeah.
event. I don't even know if I've given it to you. Hold on, everybody. Look at this.
I love it. I love it. He's now left me alone on camera. This is dangerous. This is dangerous.
It's awkward, isn't it?
It's not.
It's
not.
but you look good on camera.
We're-
Right? So listen. So I do messaging for people. I
Yeah.
help companies tell their message, tell their story. And the thing I always tell people is, they need to clarify their message. They need to keep it simple. And if you confuse, you lose. I think that's really
Yeah,
powerful, right?
absolutely.
So I got these nice pins with the
Ooh.
stylus. These really nice pins that say, "Clarify your message." Beautiful little pin here. I'm going to give you one. Look at that.
Beautiful.
And hopefully you'll use that on your desk. And when you do
Yeah.
that, you'll remember to keep it simple and clarify your message.
I love the ones with stylus too.
Isn't those great? But listen, you just got to
fantastic.
like, this is the pin I use at home, and that's why I did that. So
Beautiful.
you're absolutely right. If you're going to wear it, if you'll use it, then maybe it's a good swag item.
Yep.
Good stuff.
Hey,
man.
thanks for having me
Yeah,
on. Real quick.
great to see you.
Appreciate it.
Always.
Have a great
Yep,
conference.
very good. All right, who else we got here? You want to come on the show? Okay, all right, that's great. We got people just walking around. I mean, look at all the traffic here. We got tons of people walking around in here.
I won't leave you alone.
So Greg's going to come back in here. But yeah, look at all this traffic. People going in and out of the exhibit hall. It's just been a busy day today. We'll get everybody back in here. Look at this. Juan, get in here. We got
Do I
room.
fit in there?
We got room.
There we go.
So
Now
we
there we
got
go.
plenty of room for four of us. No, it's all. Yeah, you're the tall one, so you just get in the back. That's kind of how it works. So Juan, let's talk about you for a minute. So you came all the way from Colombia for this event. Obviously, it's important. But what's been your impression of being here? You've been at these in the past. You've been at Freightways before. What's your impression of being here?
I think this is much more productive. Like, there's just so much better connections here
Yeah.
that are actually interested in talking about the industry, talking about what they're doing, what's next.
Yeah.
Facing challenges that we obviously everybody sees. I mean, the most common things like you hear is like things are slowing down. Yeah, everybody's like trying to look for solutions for it.
Yeah.
I think those connections are valuable.
Yeah, and it seems like there's a good balance between the freight brokers that are here, the tech vendors that are here, the service providers that are here. So it really, I don't know how you feel. It feels balanced.
Yeah, no, it's
Well,
very
it's
well.
Incredible.
balanced.
So many of those are overlapping now. I mean,
Yeah.
Freightbana, what don't they do?
Right.
I mean, you have
Build
so
their own
many that they have some brokerage, they have some tech, so there's a lot of overlap.
Yeah, it's been really good. All right, so let's talk about some of the activities that are going on here. In case you haven't been to TIA or if you missed it this year, there's been a ton of educational sessions. We have learning labs, some really good learning labs. Paul Bernard Jaroslawski's got a new product, Shipper CRM. They had a learning lab on that. There's a lot of things out there. It's been really fun in that regard. Plus, we've had some fun activities in the evening. What have you been to? What have you gone to so far?
I went to all the parties.
Of course.
Oh, yes.
On Wednesday.
Yeah.
Right, on Wednesday,
Okay.
and then I stayed out
Tapering back a little bit.
later than I intended to. So last night I had dinner with a prospect, and
Yeah.
I was supposed to go to the Triumph Pay event at Harry Potter World.
I use these all the time.
There's a lot
we
of
got- we
things
have
I could say about this right now,
new
and
swag
I'm not
stuff.
going to.
I know, we're just throwing these.
Sorry.
Lars made the comment for
I
you
went
as
there.
I was walking
He
away.
did. Okay. All
There's
right.
not
Good.
3 of these. Can you get a third?
But hey, literally, I use those all the time.
This is great.
They are good.
They go really well in like Yetis because it's thicker.
Oh, nice.
What is that like for ice cubes?
Ice
Yeah,
cubes,
the big
nice.
ice cube.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Interesting.
Very
All right,
nice
looks like
swag.
we got some more swag. I know. It's wonderful. All right.
So the
last night-
Triumph Pay event at
Yes.
Harry Potter World last night, I was supposed to go, but
that
I
was-
tapped out. I was just
listen,
way too tired. I
that
heard it
was
was phenomenal.
awesome.
Yeah.
private party at Harry Potter World.
Universal.
At
Yeah.
Universal. Got to ride the Ride Escape from.
I forget which
The
one. It was the
Escape
3D
Yeah.
Yeah, that
glasses
was
one.
that was good.
It was a cool
Here's,
ride.
here's the best part. I go to sit down and there's a little bit of water on the seat. I'm like, I wonder how there's water on the seat. And then the dragon spits fire
Oh.
on 3D and water
Yeah.
comes shooting at you, but it
Yeah.
looks like fire because of the lights. Like it looks like.
And they have like heat that somehow the heat.
I don't
comes
know.
in.
It was pretty
It felt
impressive.
good.
I mean, they've got a little money
It was
here. I
awesome.
guess.
Oh, that
They got-
sounds fun.
yeah,
So
it was
that's
nice,
where you
yeah.
went.
Yeah, yeah.
That
it
I
was
was-
got some inside scoop on that too. I was like, I don't even want to know what your budget was on that.
We were guessing.
It
was kind of a, it was kind
well,
of a game. Last
I let-
night.
I was-
200
I was-
people? Is that what they said? I thought I heard that.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
About 200 people.
Yeah.
I would have guessed hundreds of thousands of dollars, and I was told I didn't get the exact number, but tens of thousands.
See, I originally thought 25, and then we started doing the math. Like, okay, well, they did have to have a lot of people there for the ride. It is Universal Studio. They had some limited foods. They had an open bar, so maybe close to 50. I don't know,
I
but
didn't
somewhere,
get the
somewhere.
exact
there.
number, but it
Either
was
way,
tens,
thank you,
hundreds.
Highway and Triumph Pay.
Yes.
I got to go. That was a great time. That's a lot of fun.
It was.
Yeah, that was a great time. Met some great people. I got to meet Jason Roberts and his wife, and we had a great conversation there from Moog Global, and just saw a lot of great people there. So it was a lot of fun. Tonight we got the DAT party. That there was the end of the conference party, and then we have tomorrow. We got the economic forum, a couple of other things tomorrow. I was going to taper off a bit. What do you think about this? I want to ask this question. What do you think about this conference ending on a Saturday? What do you guys think about that? And feel free to be a little critical. It's okay. What do you think?
I would like to get home a little bit soon.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's not bad. It adds an
Well,
extra.
Juan, what do you think? You can hurt.
I think 4 or 5 days is way too much.
I think it's a little too long.
I mean,
It's a long
I no longer
conference.
feel my feet. I know they're in pain,
They're there, but you
but
can't
they
feel
just
them.
logged out.
It's
So,
true. I
Phantom
mean, we're
feet,
we're
I just-
standing for a long time. Here's my contention. I'm with you on that. I think if they ended it on a Friday afternoon, that people would stay longer because then they know they could make it home on Friday and be home. That's my thought. I don't think they would leave on Thursday. Whereas now I feel like people leave on Friday to get home and this Saturday. That's my thought. I don't know if it's good or not. I don't know if it worked, but I'd rather see it in on a Friday
And
afternoon.
then yeah, Friday afternoon would be good.
Yeah, and catch a flight at 3.
That's what they did Technovations, right?
I
Technovations
don't
was I think
remember.
Friday morning.
I don't
Like
really
Friday
remember
at
that, but I
11
do know that in San Diego it was a Saturday because I spoke the last day, and there was nobody there. I was like, okay, well, I guess I'm not a draw yet. That's all right. But yeah, it would have been fun if it did close on Friday, which would have been good. So, anyways, that was good. So let's talk about green screens and where you guys are headed. You guys coming up with some new features coming out?
Yeah, we've got
more of the same.
More really exciting stuff. So we recently released our multi-stop algorithm. So
Multi-stop
we're now
algorithm,
able to predict multi-stop rates as well as single.
What percentage of freight is multi-stop? What would you guys say?
Oh,
Is that more than you would think?
Yeah.
It's customer
Really?
specific.
Yeah.
So I mean,
like 10%. Is that too high? I don't know.
Like
I don't know. I'd have
single digits.
But it's enough you guys are
I
addressing.
don't know. I don't
Yeah,
think so. I think it's probably in the double
because we would have
digits.
previously filtered that data out, and we realized we had plenty of data.
So now you can
We
start
had to
to
make
work
some
on that.
changes
Yeah,
to the
yeah.
algorithm and get that going. So that just recently released. Our big Q2 thing is around strategic pricing programs, and my lunch and learn last week was making the most of a market downturn, maximizing your at bats, and increasing your win rate, things like that. So it's really going to focus around that, right?
Yeah.
Strategic pricing programs, more dynamic pricing, like we talked about yesterday, where you can flex your pricing strategy by market, by customer. So it's kind of taken. Today we're very much an operational tool for the reps that are on the floor. Well, this is kind of giving the leadership team or the pricing team a tool that they can set these strategies again at different levels and then really quickly operationalize those decisions into the hands of the people on the floor. So we're super excited about that. Going into the second half of the year, some of the big things we're looking at, drayage rate predictions, Mexico.
Cross-border, because you do Canada
We
now,
do
right?
Canada today,
So
but
adding
starting to
Mexico.
go cross-border.
Which is
Mexico.
huge. With the transfer of plants and
absolutely.
transportation is going to become huge cross-border Mexico. It's already pretty big. It's going to become even bigger.
And our R&D team right now is in I call it the R phase of R&D on the long-term forecasting model. So today we're doing the short-term forecasting, different algorithm, right? So they're kind of in the research phase now of kind of what does this look like. So,
Very cool. Very cool. And you guys integrate with a lot of people. You integrate with TextLocate now.
Oh yeah, and
You're integrating
our partner
I don't even know how some of these
integrations
integrations
are-
make sense, but you guys obviously do.
Well, that's
I mean,
a problem if you don't know how they
well,
make
not all of them.
sense,
Not all of
'cause,
them.
I don't want to do integrations just for the sake of
Well,
doing
like I
integrations.
just haven't been in on the inside.
Gotcha,
That's all I'm
gotcha.
saying.
Yeah, so look, we're integrated into 10 different TMSs, and our queue of TMSs
There's bidding in
continues to
TextLocate
grow.
now, I guess.
TextLocate
Okay.
bidding by text.
Yeah.
We just announced our integration with 123 Load Board.
Saw that. Yeah, that's cool.
We've got some stuff cooking on the capacity side. So some of the capacity vendors, I'm gonna not talk too much about it because it's gonna be a big thing. Quote automation, and that's what we talked a lot about. So ABRL, Bitfreighter, Tabby from HubTech, right? Vendors like this, Speed to Quote. Sorry about that, Ben. On automating the quoting, customer quoting piece of it. So our partner ecosystem is a huge part of our strategy.
I think what I love about that is you guys are very much a neutral player.
We absolutely
Very much
are.
a neutral player. And I think it's important in technology. That works. Sometimes these alliances are formed, but the truth is, being neutral, you can serve a large.
Yep, absolutely. And we brought Matt Silver, formerly Trucker Tools, on in December, and he has just been phenomenal in just taking that partner program and running with it. Because Kevin and I were moonlighting at it before, and neither one of us had a whole lot of time to moonlight it.
Right.
So nothing was really moving forward. There was a lot of discussions that were really moving, and Matt's just running with it.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I love it. Now, I do have to say thank you, first of all, that you did follow through on the bet that we had.
I did.
You did wear the jersey. I love that. But you've been talking a little trash here about, I need to have a Jalen Hurts jersey. We'll see. You got his money. You got paid. We'll see what happens with the
Number one
Eagles.
paid quarterback. in
I'd love to
NFL
see an
history.
Eagles Chiefs rematch and then
I
another
would love
bet.
to see
That would be
it.
wonderful.
It's
That would be
happening, man.
phenomenal.
It's
Are they playing
happening.
the regular season? See, maybe we can do some stuff in the regular season if they play.
They are. They play in the regular season.
Do they really?
I
Okay, I haven't
don't
seen the
know,
schedule
and I think they're playing in Philly,
Oh,
I
nice.
believe.
Nice.
But I don't know what date it was because the schedule I saw didn't have the dates on it yet. It just had the matchups.
Okay, all right, that's
So,
good. How are
yeah.
your Bears doing?
You don't get the number one overall draft pick
For nothing.
for nothing.
All right, you got to work for that.
Yeah, I'm more than happy to make a wager on something this year, but I'm going to need the spread.
It's spread plus.
I'm going to
maybe.
need the
Who knows?
points.
Who knows? Maybe we do our own points. Yeah. That's going to be exciting. We got the draft in Kansas City next week, which I think is cool. Here's what I think the NFL should do. I think the NFL should put the draft in whatever city that wins the Super Bowl. Like it's a little something extra for the
They got
fans.
a plan ahead.
Yeah.
You know, well, that's true. That's true. Maybe it's the next year. So you win, and then the next year the draft Super Bowl. So they get this 12 months, 14 months. But I think that'd be fun for the fans because I can tell you this: Kansas City Chiefs fans are stoked about the draft being in Kansas City because it's been in New York forever. We didn't get that. It was in Chicago, but in a big market.
Same thing.
Big market.
Very excited about it. It was awesome.
I know. I think fans would actually flock to that. I think it'd be really, really fun. Obviously, Kansas City's just blowing this thing up, so that's going to be really fun. We'll see how that goes. Also on the docket, we got another event coming up in 8 days. I got to run a little bit of a tough mutter. You're bailing on me. I'm so upset about that. I'm gonna put you on the spot.
My son's getting his first communion.
Whatever.
I'm not ashamed. I'm not ashamed
Whatever.
that I'm missing out on a Tough Mudder for my son's first communion.
Well, we got the Tough Mudder Charity Challenge coming up next Saturday. We're raising money for ALS for Super Strong. So if you want to know more about that, you can go to our website or you can go to GoFundMe and just type in Word on the Street and it'll come up. You'll see it. If you want to donate $5, $10, $25, whatever, doesn't matter. Help us get to our goal of $10,000.
Can companies sponsor that?
Companies can sponsor that. In fact, Madsen Logistics is one of our silver sponsors, and we appreciate that. So even though Greg's not, running, we're still, getting the benefit of partnering together, which is great. And I'm sure you'll be back.
I'll be back.
You'll be back.
Yeah, absolutely.
Maybe we'll do one in Chicago.
I'm already signed up.
I know, that'll be good. So we'll do that. So we got some money that we're going to be raising coming up soon. That'll be great.
I'm going to run.
Please.
I will send some
Thank
more
you
people
so
over.
much.
Thank you for having me
Love
on.
to have you on the show. Love what you guys are doing.
love being
We'll
here.
talk soon.
All right.
Sure
well,
looks
I'll
great.
send some
I should have worn mine. I got one.
You can have one. We have one.
I picked.
Oh, you got one.
Yeah,
All right.
I got it. We're all good on it. We're totally good. All right, so this is a Word on the Street special here at TI. I love these when we get a chance just to be together. The video's fun, but it's really nice when we can, be together and have a good time. Rob Bussey's here. I'm not sure where he's at. Hopefully he comes around at some point.
I saw him around. I haven't gotten to say hi to him yet. I had his socks
Had
on
a few
yesterday.
shots with him
Oh, you
yesterday.
did?
He's fun.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
He's got the
He's great.
BWS socks. that
Yeah,
he-
yeah.
Yeah, we got to figure out where he's at. There's so many people here walking around. Probably just pull some people up at some point and do that. But they seem like, everybody's talking. Like it is amazing how much fellowship is actually in this.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
It really is the best part of the conference is getting to talk to people. And, I heard Don say, what did he call it? Co-opetition?
Co-opetition.
Co-opetition.
Yeah, exactly.
That's genius.
That's right. We got Brian Roy from Silo right over there. We got so many people here that you probably see on LinkedIn that you recognize. And it really is a lot of fun. If you're not here, you definitely need to make it here next year. That's going to be great.
For me, it's been pretty fun to put bodies to the people I've been speaking with for the last 3 years via Zoom. So
And
that's pretty
seeing how tall
exciting.
they are and the fact
Yeah.
that they actually do have legs. Now, Juan, you and I have a story. I don't know if we want to share this or not. It's kind of
I guess
embarrassing.
go for it.
So Juan and I were roommates for the first couple nights.
Yeah.
All right. That's a whole other issue of how that happened. But anyways, so it was 2 nights ago.
Uh-huh.
We are out and we're going back to the
Oh,
room.
the latch incident.
Yeah.
Oh
And,
my God.
And we get to the
Anything that's an
Listen,
incident is going to
we get to the door and look at this. We have, you guys aren't going to be able to hear it, but we got Scott Watt. We got to at least say hi. So please welcome from Armstrong Transport Group, the Freight Sensei, Scott Watanabe in the house. Let's see if I can say this. Oh, there's his music. Yeah. But I know how it works. We got to put the Scott on the only one. Here we go. 20% skill, 15% concentrated power of will, 5% 50% What's up, brother? How are you
What's
doing?
up, team? I was like,
Why are you
Here's a
not
good question.
here? Your team is here. Why are you not
the whole
here?
I was
the team is
expecting a
the
Sensei
cool,
hat.
the cool kids are here. The cool kids, the kids that are closer to Orlando are here. The flights were probably a little too expensive for Boise.
Yeah.
It's hopping here. We haven't seen you in person yet. Tell Armstrong to give you a break.
This was the event that was supposed to be. But it is what it is.
Man,
but
that's rough.
yeah, I
That's
pulled it up. I saw Greg and Juan. I was like, man, this is the perfect time to hop in. So
We got Rob here. Don was on the show. Tandy was here. The Freyvana guys were here. And there's so many others just
That's
walking
awesome.
past. If we were a little closer, we could just snag a couple of them. There's Bart DeMonk right there from P44. Oh, and there's Donald McDonald. Right there.
Donald McDonald.
That's his name, Donald
Do
McDonald.
not.
His parents were me.
His parents, I don't know, Donald McDonald. That's his, he's a good guy, good friend of mine. He's from the St. Louis area. Love the guy. But it is interesting. Like you have a friend that has kind of a similar name, right?
Yeah, so I went to school with a guy and not related. His last name is Roberts and his first name was Robbie.
Robbie
Roberts.
Roberts. Oh man, that's great. I went to school with a kid in middle school whose name was John. All right, and
sounds
literally
like a Stan Lee
John
thing.
first name, John last name, John, and we called him John. We always thought it was a nickname until one day I saw his report card, not the whole thing, just his name on it. I'm like, That's your name, John.
John.
And it was, but it's pretty interesting. So, oh, look at this. Oh my God, everybody, look, we have with us right now Jennifer Carpenter Romaine from the TMSA in the house. How was your event? Oh, you brought me ice cream.
I did.
Yes, they're having. So listen, they're having an ice cream formal. We had a little bit of a scheduling conflict. All right, not her problem, not my problem, but it happened.
Yes.
And so you got people in there right now. How's it going?
Good. Yes. TMSA at TIA, we like to kind of make sure our members have at least an hour or so that they know where I'll be, where people are, and so happy. So GLT Logistics, shout out to Lena Acosta. She's one of our board members and let me crash her booth. And they had ice cream and it was lovely.
Look at this. I wish I could share.
I didn't know how many people were out here, and I also thought it'd be really weird to just take all the ice cream and run out of the
Just
booth.
Run away with the hoard of ice.
I gotta share with my friends.
Just in case.
But-
Just in case.
Love it.
So, yeah.
So it's going well.
It's going well.
And you know what? This event is almost over.
Yes.
So I think that we might as well talk about the next event that people should come to,
Yes.
which is the Transportation Marketing and Sales Association annual conference, now called Elevate.
Yes.
Savannah, Georgia, June 11 through 13.
Mhm.
There might be some Savannah banana antics going on.
Yes.
There's going to be some things. You're throwing out the first
Yes,
banana.
I get to throw out the first banana
Which
at the
is
Savannah
wild.
Bananas
Yeah,
game
it's a
on.
thing. You know about this?
I know about the Savannah Bananas. I have heard that you mentioned on a show
Yes.
earlier.
Listen, this is
But
fascinating.
Savannah Bananas
you
is
should
amazing.
You should go and check out the rules of
I've
the
seen
banana
them.
ball. It's hilarious. All right, like if a fan catches a foul ball, it's an out. Counts. It's an out. How
They make
cool is
their
that?
own rules.
They make their own
Yeah,
rules.
check out
It's
the
like the
check out
Harlem
the rule
Globetrotters
for
race.
when you
Yes.
throw a ball. That's awesome.
They really believe in
If you throw a
fans
ball?
first. Oh,
What's the
I
rule? I know you can't hear
The
Scott.
rule
like-
that every
can't- I'll try to
person
read his lips.
every person that has a every
slowing
person
down
in
for
the
you.
outfield, every person on defense has to
Harder
touch
doesn't
the
help.
ball, and the runner.
That's making it harder.
Yes.
Yeah.
If it's a walk. If it's
If it's a walk,
so if it's
yeah.
a walk,
See, I'm not a
every
baseball
player
guy.
on defense has to touch the ball before he can tag the out. He just keep running.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so
Oh,
he
really?
runs, he takes off running, and they got to get the ball to everybody in the outfield and infield, and then they can tag him out. That's such a fun. Like, here's
It's a
the
fun
crazy
one.
thing.
That's
You had
I saw it
Jared
like 4
Orton
times.
Yes.
your show. Yeah, that's really cool. So Jared was on your show. He's going to be our keynote speaker.
Yes. So Jared Orton is the president of the Savannah Bananas.
Excellent.
He's
I'm
our
so
opening
excited to
keynote.
introduce him. I cannot wait.
Yes,
That's going to be
because
a fun
Trey's our
moment.
MC.
It's going to be a fun moment. And he's going to be on there. And but the owner as well. They do some really cool stuff. Like they just think outside of the box, try new stuff, but it's all in the name of customer enjoyment.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they don't care if they change or like they've already changed one rule. Let's change a few more. Let's have
Yes,
some fun. They dance out in the
they
field. They do
View
TikToks.
themselves as an entertainment company that plays baseball, not a baseball.
What's
that
really
entertains.
cool is that if a fan says, "I wish that the Savannah Bananas would do this TikTok thing," they'll do it in the next
Mhm.
game. It's really cool. Like, they're very fan centric. And so, okay, Scott, listen, you're in sales. This is the Transportation Marketing and Sales Association. Are we going to see you in Savannah? What is it going to
How
take?
about
Come
this?
hang out with us.
The people
I hear
there,
that he's
the
saying
ones that
yes,
are going to
no?
make a decision.
I hear it too. Yeah, he's saying yes.
The people you
So I
see
need to
there
talk
are
to
the
bringing
ones
his whole
making that
team.
I need to
decision.
That's what
talk
I
to
hear.
Lauren at Armstrong and
Oh
say,
yeah, she's in there.
yeah, I'll go in right now and say, listen, you got to send Scott. To
It's
the
like,
team
why
with
isn't the
Yeah.
Frank
Yeah.
Sensei out here?
us." Good. Oh, look good.
That looks delicious.
I've never done a show eating ice cream. This is kind of fun. Let's try some new stuff. That's
Well,
kind of look. Yeah, want to get back in.
More
Yeah,
screen time.
okay.
More
I'm
screen
gonna
time.
run back over
Great
there,
to
but
see you, my
good to
friend.
see you
Have
guys.
fun. Thanks for the ice cream.
You're welcome.
Peace out.
I love that I can see who's coming up next.
Yeah.
You're still in the middle. You're the
You
star.
can see who's coming up
You're the
next.
star.
I can
Oh,
see
yeah,
who's in
kinda
front of you, right? Is that where that camera is? Is that
Oh
directly
yeah,
in
so
front
that's
of you?
actually so this is we're showing the exhibit hall. So this is what it looks like right here. We've got people walking by going into the hall. 1,900 people here, Scott. It's a ton of people.
That's crazy.
It's a
Hey, that's a
great
nice
event.
little logo. What's it say on that platinum sponsor board right there? I think-
There is
oh,
a
yeah,
nice
that-
little logo right up there. You can see the Armstrong Transport right up there and that banner right there. That's right.
That's what I'm talking
Yeah.
about.
All right,
Very
well, you
cool.
guys don't have to talk because I got ice cream in my mouth. So, whatever you want to say.
What was your
I
favorite?
got a
What's,
question.
ask
ask
a
a question?
No, I'm good.
Here you
Sorry.
go, my friend.
You're on the spot.
No, it's all right.
All right.
You can show them the swag.
Oh yeah. How about this, everybody? Look at this. This is my iPod case. Look at that.
Oh,
That's just money
wow.
right there. Hey, nobody's gonna steal these. They probably don't want to, but I know they're mine. So that's how that works. It's really good. Oh, there you guys are there though. I don't know.
Oh, it's a case.
It's a case on top of the
Oh,
case.
okay.
Yeah, it's an extra case on top of the case, which means that you can't use the magnetic charging, but you know that they're your AirPods, so that's kind of weird.
I thought you had like spray paint.
I have to ask you a question. All right.
Yeah.
Now you see what Greg is wearing.
Yep.
And you see what I'm wearing.
Yeah.
What was the reasoning behind this? I mean, you look really good. You look like you might be officiating a wedding
Sharpest
later.
dressed person.
I mean, real
I
good.
feel like this is like presidential seat.
Real good.
I could probably run for election.
I mean, it's impressive.
I don't know, dressed to impress.
I guess. I mean, you're definitely doing it. But I will say this: people are wearing tennis shoes a lot. Kerry
I know.
Jablonski of Trucker Tools is now wearing tennis shoes and giving women everywhere permission to wear tennis shoes, which they, shoes are not comfortable, and you're here for 4 days, so enjoy that.
I'm not. My OCD doesn't let me mismatch.
Hey,
Like
let me
it has
ask
to
you
be
this.
like it has
Do
to be
you-
leather shoes.
Do you ever dress like?
I should have sent in.
Weather doesn't allow it. The weather
I
doesn't
should have
allow
sent
it.
that in for this week of pictures. My daughter went to prom and she had a really pretty dress, but she rocks Converses, which was it looked cool.
That's right. So his daughter
yeah.
had prom, wore a really pretty dress, but rocked Converse. That's so cool. Hey, send it in for next week because next week we're back on the show in studio. We'll actually do this.
Yeah, my wedding. I got to show pictures of my wedding.
A friend she got married. Wedding
Didn't feel
dress,
that.
Converse.
I know that's going to be
The,
great.
the Chuck Taylors.
Yep.
Yep.
I know.
Classic.
I had a pair of purple on the
Sorry,
outside,
you had purple
yellow
Chuck
on the
Taylors?
inside. Yeah, purple on
The
the
Lakers
outside.
ones.
Western Illinois ones.
Well,
the
Western
Leatherneck
Illinois. That's
ones.
right. Go Leather.
Okay.
That's
And
right.
so
By
I
Conley.
unfold the
That's right.
fold over.
Get in here, Kevin. Get over here. Listen.
Yeah,
Hey,
what are you
get in here. All right, so we got Kevin Coombs here from Green Screens. Listen, Kevin, I was worried about you. I'm so glad that you actually walked in here
today.
because your fellow workers didn't know. Yeah, that Green Screens. That's right. Your fellow workers did not know where you were. We were concerned.
I've actually
Apparently,
been in the exhibition hall for 2 hours, but I just
apparently-
never went to the booth. I'm not kidding.
Did you forget where it was?
No,
Okay,
I
you
just
had-
kept talking to people.
So apparently, you shut the bar down at 3
Oh,
last
yes.
night. Is what I heard.
Yes.
I don't know. How old are you? Can I ask this?
38.
38. It's going to end soon, my friend.
I shouldn't be doing it now. It should be ending
I
now.
know.
Right now, it should be.
You
over.
totally shouldn't be doing that, but you did. But here's the thing about Kevin. I want you all
Brent's
to know.
advice.
All right.
Soda water.
Here's what I want you to know about Kevin. We're here for 4 days, and he brought 5 pair of Jordans. That's all I'm going to say. Like 5 pair of
Alrighty.
Jordans for 4 days. And what's the reasoning behind this? You want options? You switch them out midday?
I actually switched out the first day.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Oh man, you're worse than like some of the women around here. I'm no joke. I was talking to a woman today who said she brought 5 pairs of shoes and she's only worn 2, and she does it every time. She's just like telling her life story. And similar thing here, man. But these are sweet. I like these. Are like
Yeah,
the
these are
denim.
nice.
These are the Hyper Royals.
I
We can
like
put them on
those.
camera.
We can put them on camera. Take them off just as long
Ugh,
as they smell. Check these out.
doesn't smell.
Look at these. Look at those.
They're
Those
good.
are-
They're good ones.
Oh,
Good
that's a
ones.
beautiful shoe right there.
Yeah, that's.
And you know what's up?
Good
Like
ones.
Jordan is
Good.
making more money now than he ever made as a player.
So I just ran into Bob Clare from Megacorp. You know Bob, president of Megacorp.
Yeah.
And Bob saw my shoes, and Bob was like, he goes, "Have you seen the movie Air?" I'm
Not
like,
yet.
"Oh, I haven't seen it yet. I heard it's great. I heard it's great." And he goes, "Did you hear about the end?" I'm like, "What?" He goes, "He signed with Nike." I say, "You ruined it. It's a spoiler. Spoiler.
I got to
He
watch that
signed
one.
shit. You ruined it."
Wait,
I
there's
heard
a
it's pretty good
movie.
though. Have
Air.
you seen it? Have you seen it yet?
Yeah.
I did
Yeah,
not
There.
know.
It
Yeah,
was
I
about-
Ben
did not know.
Affleck and
It's about
Matt
signing
Damon.
Jordan to Nike.
It's about
Oh.
Sonny
He wanted to go to
Vaccaro.
Adidas.
He was Adidas.
Yeah, he was
He loved
Adidas.
Adidas, but Nike got him. They talked to
Sonny
him like, hey,
Vaccaro,
run shoe,
man.
all that kind of stuff. So, have you
Yeah.
seen it yet?
I haven't seen
Have
it.
you seen it?
I need
No.
to see it.
I didn't even know it existed.
Ah, well, maybe
Yeah,
that's what we
just
do
came
tonight. Maybe we go watch that tonight.
Yeah.
Is it Brad Pitt in that one too?
No, it's
Or no?
Ben Affleck and
Ben
Matt
Affleck
Damon.
is in it.
Ben
Oh, Matt
Affleck
Damon.
is
That's right.
Ben
that's
Affleck
right.
is Phil Knight. Nike.
Oh,
Phil
really?
Knight. And then
Huh.
Sonny Vaccaro, who was the
Oh, did they write
guy.
this one?
yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Because I saw an interview where they were talking about writing Good Will Hunting, and now they're writing this one as well. So
Right.
yeah, that's right. Very cool. Yeah, that's a good one.
So-
Yeah. 5 pair of Jordans. It's impressive, man. How many Jordan?
I
pair of
wore
Jordans
one
you
on the
have?
plane,
Okay.
and then I had 3 in my bag, and then I had the LeBrons. from
Did
Michigan.
you bring any other
I had
types
the
of
LeBrons.
shoes?
Do you,
besides
do
these?
you still have the paper and you shove it back in the toe after you wear them?
I wear all of them.
Yeah.
I like
You do?
the crease
How do you
thing.
preserve them? Like that.
So
They don't have like wrinkles or anything.
We're giving
from the
shoe
bend,
advice
you
here
know,
on
for
North
the-
Street today.
well,
How do you-
some,
how do you
some
walk?
of them
How to
had
keep your
crease. I
shoes
just walk like
You
that.
just-
all
Scott,
day.
Scott's over there like, what are you talking
I
about?
know Scott's just hanging out in his office. He's like, "What is going on?
Yeah.
Why are you not here?"
That's
My
what
favorite
we
pair
have
are
earlier.
Air Force
His
Ones, but
entire
they, like,
company is here, but he's not here.
so little, man.
I know.
Like, they-
I'm rocking.
it's
I'm
probably
rocking
like
this
they're holding
classic
on.
Scottie Pippins.
Ah.
You know what I'm saying?
He's got the Pippins on. Look at this.
Oh,
Classic Scottie Pippen.
That's the real deal, right
Did
there.
Pippen get Nike because of Jordan?
Probably.
You know that story? I don't know.
I don't.
I mean, it was in
know.
96
I
is
wonder.
when these
I don't
came
know.
out. So
I have a great Pippen story.
Oh,
wanna
you
hear?
do?
So we lived in Chicago when I was a kid,
Okay.
and we lived out in Carroll Stream. And my Catholic school that I went to was doing like a fundraiser, like an auction thing.
Mhm.
And my mom was on like the parent-teacher board, so she was helping organize it. So she called the Bulls, right? This is like 1989. She like called the Bulls or 90 or whatever. When did Pippen get drafted? Like 89?
89, I think.
Was it?
And so she called the
88 or
Bulls
89.
and she was like, yeah, we're doing this auction. We didn't know if you guys would like sign something, do something, donate something,
Yeah.
whatever. And she was joking with them. She's like, yeah, send Michael Jordan. They're like, we're not sending Michael Jordan out there. But they were like, well, we did draft this new guy. His name's Scottie Pippen. Whatever. So
We'll send him out
so
there.
they legit sent
Oh,
Scottie
nice.
Pippen out there.
That
He
is
signed
awesome.
one of his shoes. It went for like $30
They're like, who's this guy?
because nobody knew who he was.
He
He
was
just got
6'8",
drafted.
190
And he was like
pounds.
a Division II guy. He was
Yeah,
like
Central Arkansas.
Central Arkansas.
Okay.
Yeah.
Scottie Pippen went to college, wasn't playing basketball, was the manager, was 6 feet
Yes.
2 inches tall.
Right.
Only 6'2". His between freshman and sophomore year, he grew 6 inches. Got to
Rodman
6'8".
was a similar story.
Yeah. So that's why Scottie Pippen was such a good ball handler, because he was short. And
Yeah.
then he grew late. Crazy story. I wish I'd grown 6 inches.
I was
in
Anthony
college.
Davis too.
Really?
He
Oh,
was
that's
a
right.
point- I think he was a point guard in high school
All
or
right.
something.
Was
and
he?
then he went to,
Apparently,
went
that's
to
more
college
common than I
and-
thought.
It's crazy.
Now I'm even more pissed off that it didn't happen.
See, now you just wish you were here, Scott.
Yeah, God, seriously. What is going on? I know. Are you going to take a picture of us?
Oh, I can.
You should take a picture of this. We'll just put this on LinkedIn. We'll take it's just, we'll take a little photo op during Road Street. You got it? Oh, it's crazy around here, people. This is what happens on Word on the Street.
TIA works.
I know. Where are you? Where are you? Come on. We got to do it. All right. So we should probably bring this in for a landing. You know,
No,
We've gone off the rails.
Just keep it
sufficiently.
going. I'll go. Desmond
Get
Clark's
some-
here. You
get
wanna
some more
interview
people in
Desmond
here.
Clark?
yeah, get Desmond over here. You know, we got some good people out there. We've had a lot
Yeah.
of fun. Yeah, it's been a great time.
Yeah.
It's
I
been-
literally just walked out.
he just walked up. I'm just glad he's alive. Nobody knew where he was for about 3
Oh, it
hours.
was a long day yesterday.
It was a long day.
Close the bar down.
Where were you? Blue Martini?
All right, folks. All right, so
No,
listen.
we went to all the parties,
Okay.
and then ended up at the bar here.
Yeah.
You need to go to Medellin with me.
It was.
Yes, you
yeah,
need to
yeah,
go to
yeah.
Medellin with
No,
me.
you know, Medellin is
Yeah.
a great city.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I definitely don't need to go to Medellin.
I agree. I agree with that. I went to 4 parties on
Oh, you're right.
Wednesday night.
No.
Yeah, there were 4 things I went to.
Who you
That was
with?
great.
Savant.
He's with Savant.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No. All right, okay. All right, we're going to bring this in for landing. Hey, listen, everybody, thanks for watching the show. Scott, it's good to see you. I wish you were here. Really wish you were here, man. But I'm glad you jumped on. And for those of you that didn't make it to TIA this year, you got
Gotta
2 more
come.
chances. You got Technovations in the fall, which, where's that going to be? Is it
San Diego, I think it is.
It's,
San
yeah, it
Diego.
is. San Diego in the fall. It's in October.
Small venue,
And
get
then you
hotel
got-
fast.
that's correct.
And-
I got family down there,
Yeah,
so
we got
maybe
you.
maybe
You
I'll
got
make a
family.
vacation.
Scott, let's go. You can get in there. Maybe we'll all crash at your house. And then you got TIA next year in April 2024. I believe it's going to be in Phoenix.
I heard Phoenix.
I heard Phoenix as well, but I haven't
Phoenix?
checked. Anyways,
Yeah, it's JW
just-
Marriott.
All
just look
closer.
on the website, tianet.org/meetings, and you can see all the information there. Listen, we had a great time here. Thanks for watching the show. If anybody watched, I don't know, who knows. We had a great time. We'll see
Anybody
you
watches,
next
I don't
week.
know, who knows?
We'll see you next week. Well, I can't look at the analytics right now. You know,
we're
just doing
watching
that.
right now.
But
Scott's
we'll-
here.
Scott's watching. That's right. But we'll
All
see.
these people are.
I know. They're seeing what's going on. They're probably like, who are those idiots over there? What are you
Are
guys
they
doing over
talking just to themselves?
yeah, what are they doing over there? I don't know. But anyways, we will see you guys next Friday for another edition of Word on the Street, powered by Greenscreens.ai. Thank you.
Yeah,
Appreciate
hey,
that.
we're
Love
here.
that. And we'll see you guys real soon. All right.
That's
Peace
us.
out, everybody.
That's us. See that?
I love it. No outages, no overages, no.
That was a good